Back here at home, Poway Unified parents say they are being harassed by school officials for keeping their sick children at home.
Piece of paper Douglas Dickey thought would give his son Ryan the all clear at school. Instead, he got a voicemail from Meadowbrook Middle.
If there's anything we can do as far as Ryan having more regular attendance at school.
Staff said this was his 12th absence of the year. Regularly unlucky year, cold after cold, a broken collarbone, now cat scratch disease. He says they even suggested a visit from a social worker. He says he's not alone. Unexcused students, it can escalate to law enforcement arresting students or finding parents guilty of an infraction.
It's a money issue.
The district did say it's in the students' best interest to stay in school, but they also say they get state funding via attendance, about $50 a day per student, so being present also benefits the school.
So, what's up, everybody? It's me, a mentally unwell teenager, here to talk to you about everybody's favorite subject. Well, I'm sure you're all like raising your pitchforks, got your guns out. Maybe you're gonna go shoot down a bald eagle or something. I'd like you to wait for a second, because this is a topic that I actually do feel pretty strongly about and like it matters a lot. And that's about the truancy law and how it's an unfair attack on the impoverished and mentally unwell. So, after that video y'all just saw, I'm sure you understand the school system can be pretty emotionless and it's quite fucking disgusting. That kid was sick and he deserved his way to be out. Well, I don't know if he was sick. He had a doctor's note. He deserved his way out. And get this, there's 170 average days of school. Here where I live, you can miss 7 days. 7 days. But you can miss 12 there. Either way, there's 8 hours per day, which makes stuff very stressful. And the video also explains that school funding is often based on attendance. And I think that gives them an ulterior motive. The government is greed, and the government wants money. And that's why that guy was harassed. And despite money and greed and everything the government stands for, I think mental health is a huge part of this problem too. Sorry to interrupt, but I know you've been wondering how I got my mask back, and it's a long story. After I woke up from getting knocked out like that, I saw a note, and the note said that he had gone to Femboy Tower, whatever that was. So I began my journey, determined to get my mask and protect my face again. I went through dangers nobody could ever believe. I went through forests, I went through deserts, and eventually I came across a mountain. And that's where I found him. I managed to find him, and I got him.
Well, their children didn't show up to class, so the parents ended up in handcuffs.
It's degrading, it's humiliating, it's harassment.
Officers throughout Sacramento joined forces with the district attorney's office to arrest nearly 40 parents who had warrants for not sending their children to school.
The importance is that we want to get a message to the parents that you need to send your kids to school every day and beyond.
Okay, so most schools claim that it's in your best interest to go, and for your future, I won't lie, it really is in your best interest, despite me not really wanting to admit that. Well, interest, I don't know what I said. Anyways, they often argue that most criminals are truants, but I'd like to argue back that the reason for this is how bad mental health is handled in schools. They take much of your time and put you through stress, like tons of it. Like, for example, 83% of stress, teenagers say, is caused by school, and schools often can help develop anxiety and depression in teens. In fact, I think it might even be a big reason for suicide, and a lot of the times if you miss a day, even mental health concerns, actual health concerns, a lot of the time they aren't taken in. People don't see it. For example, I feel like a very bad anxiety when I'm ready to go to school, and I feel anger, but none of it really matters. I'm forced to go. In fact, I know people who have been forced to go despite their anxiety when online schooling could have helped. There's always options that could help that schools just simply won't allow you. And this health spiral has been going on since George Bush introduced the No Child Left Behind Act of 2001. But even after that law was repented, it still keeps getting bad. Mental health is just, it isn't handled right at all. And running it back to what I said about the police getting involved and stuff, well, I'm not sure if it was what I said or not, but about police getting involved, I'd like to say that I think that's a huge waste. Those police could be out there saving lives. They could be doing so much more. And yet they're stuck doing something that in the end more than likely won't help. It won't matter. Schooling, I like schooling, but it's seriously not that important. I don't understand it. I feel bad for officers who got into it and they understand they can actually help people. And I feel bad for the people who are targeted by them because just let them take the day. It's like this system, it relies only on that money that they get from those people coming up, and it's sick and it's fucking disgusting. So yeah, it's a complete waste of resources and probably has put people in danger before. Just felt like that needed to be added. But I don't want people to think that I'm against education. I'm not stupid. I understand education, and education is not the problem. The problem is an emotionless, manipulative system in complete and utter control. It's an abuse of power, and it's not right how they target us. They find people who can't afford it and everything, because maybe they just aren't feeling well in school. And I think it's an issue that seriously needs to be talked about. Education can be fixed. I don't want to spread the message that it can't, and I don't want future kids to be like me, to miss school, to get in trouble. That's not the purpose of this video, and it never was. I just genuinely think school could change so many things and become a much more enjoyable experience. For example, police getting involved, I think that's completely wrong. It adds stress onto a child who is probably already stressed and may even lead them to become criminals down the line. I think it's a waste of resources, and if they removed it, there would be no problem, because I think they should shorten the time so that maybe you have more time for family, you have more time for fun. It's less of a stress. And of course, curriculum. Curriculum should be heavily changed, and a lot of the times needs to be based on professions you're looking to go into. And I think that's very important, because a lot of the stuff we look at now, we don't really understand anything about. I'd also like for maybe more stuff on mental health issues, because I know they have counselors and psychologists, but those people, they don't really get it, I don't think, because most of the time there's no way to alert without almost embarrassed about it. It's like it's a problem. It's treated as a problem, and yet they never find a fix for it if it is a problem. I simply don't understand that. I think the way they stress us, the way they force us into this, and everything they do has been done wrong. Hell, they could change meals. They could change basically everything. And I think seriously, kids would start learning. Kids have a natural feeling to learn. It's just in such a way, it's almost like, it feels like the government is forcing you into it. It feels like you're a slave, and a lot of kids won't like that. I genuinely think we could change it though. And I'd like all of you to maybe try to do something to change it, so that our next generation is very smart and understands what they're doing, because that could be our only hope in the future. And I'm happy I could end the video on a positive note, but there's still one problem. And that's the fact that the law was starting to get put on me if I missed another day, and now I'm kind of stuck in this thing that I hate so strongly, because I have a feeling if I were to try to fight back and they sued me, this is how it would go. You may plead your case, Cody Allen Sloan. Yes, Your Honor. Okay, so I'd like to plead on the first day I missed, I had coronavirus really bad. Should've went to school though. But come on, I literally don't have my legs right now. I got them taken off after I was ran over by a school bus. Should've went to school though. I got attacked by Darth Vader. Should've went to school though. You know what? I'm not even supposed to be here. The fucking reverse flash plucked me from another timeline. Should've went to school though. Okay, fine. I just went to Finboy Mountain.